So, good evening to all of you, and thank you, Dr. Alak Kanungo, for giving me this opportunity to come here and speak on my works in Singrauli. But I have changed my topic a little bit. It's not from coal to culture, it is coal to collaboration. So, we have done archaeological researches in Singrauli district, Madhya Pradesh, and how we have interacted with the big industry there and cultural resource management and sustainable development goals there. So this is a sort of a brief introduction to our work, and it's we have left many things unsaid at the end. So I am going quickly. Next thing is that, but what you are saying is that it is the central part of India. And if you look at this is, so this is the part which actually, a huge coal-filled area. This was actually discovered during 1857. The first open cast mine was opened there, and this is actually totally forested area. And here we started working in 2017 and 18. So this area particularly is also known as the power capital because it's a huge area, 2,200 square kilometer area, with having a target of 3 billion ton of coal. And Singrauli is providing coal to everybody all over the country, and a lot of people are earning from it. But Singrauli, people of Singrauli, what they're getting in return. So when we are coming to, I have divided my paper in three categories, three parts actually. What we are knowing about the region. Here, I don't want to miss, I am quite in agreement with Professor Basa that we cannot actually use this kind of this term, particularly indigenous. We cannot divide it and indigenous versus non-indigenous kind of categories here, because we are, it is a very fuzzy zone and we have a lot of information about this region and people do own them. These people think that this is our information only. It's not that they're thinking that it's not about us. The things which are reconstructing, the things we are getting to know from epigraphs, from numismatics, from various historical records, these are not belonging to us. People do not think that. So I am not going into details why indigenous versus non-indigenous is not very relevant here. What we are going, first part is what we are knowing, what is known to us and what we are not knowing, and then again it becomes known. Then of course there is another complexity comes up, known to again to unknown. So what we already know from historical sources and all. So we already know that hello. Oh no, I wanted to show this. I wanted to. Hello. So this area is already known as Dahala Desha, but before that also, in 1500 years before the present, during the time of Gupta period, we have important inscription of Samudragupta, and he's saying that the kings of this Atavik region, that the forested area, they're coming to him and they're giving different donations to him. They're offering their daughters for marriage and all. So, and also we have traditions, Ramayana and all the others, they're speaking about this region. And we have numerous actually architectural and other vestiges of the past, which are littered over all over the area. But one thing is there, we are not finding habitation sites where these people were located, where these people actually were engaged in trading and commerce and interactions with other people. So these kind of things are there. Caves are there, temples are there, monasteries are there, but habitations and other sites are not there. This is from a little later period, Kalchuri period actually, and sculptures of post-Gupta period. These are the things which we already know. And from there, we are going there to the area of unknown. And we are trying to look at it that this is the zone which is offering coal and which is offering big industry, a lot of finance. But what it can offer from the archaeological perspective, and whether there is any conflict and what people are thinking, whether they are associating these things with their own identity, and how they are using archaeology particularly as a tool to confront big industries and for all other things. So this is the second part. This is the corporate coal big industry there. So we do not have any contest here in meaning. People here, they don't think that this is not our heritage. They think it is our heritage. Maybe they don't know about it. They don't know much about it. It often happens. I may know something about a particular area of academics, or you may know something else. But that doesn't mean whatever you know, this is not my own also. It is also my own. And then what happens actually when this corporates or big coal industry, these people are coming here, we are actually saying that large scale displacement happening to the local people. And this displacement is not temporary. They're losing not only their home, they're not only losing their culture. This entirely, the landscape gets changed beyond recognition. It's not even habitable, or you cannot do any Western kind of urbanization or anything. Not of that. So loss of a landscape, resources, the question of repatriation doesn't arise here at all. Why? You will see it later. So archaeology has been used here not as something which is imposed on the top. It is another tool, but here it is a very weak tool if you consider the other things, other industrial or financial interests which are in operation here. So can archaeology intervene? This is the question here. Whether this is archaeology here is not the powerful, or it is not the voice of the powerful. It is voice of the weak here. And whether we can intervene and whether our interventions are sustainable. So what you can see here, the archaeological investigation started in this region in 1878 by J.D. Begler. And he actually documented initial all these findings of Kalchuris and Guptas, many. And for some time, for another 50 years, nothing was happening here from the archaeological point of view, even from the government side also, government archaeology also. So he actually noticed in this particular area, this open cast mine we have visited when we were working there. In 1878, there was a huge Kalchuri settlement here and a temple also there. But now, not only that temple is gone, nothing is there. Where one of our fellow researchers, Saptarshi, was standing there. It was here Begler noticed that, but now only the coal. And not even the landscape, nothing is existing. When the people of this, owners of these open cast mines, they leave this place, they will leave huge pockets of landlessness. And people cannot even stay there and build again. So this is the landscape now. We were trying to document as much as possible. And we actually, during the course, this is the knowledge we are having through archaeological researches, which we got earlier from secondary sources and all. And then also we extensively actually explored, and we found all these things. This is the current landscape. And what happens afterwards? when it is taken over. This is the major important act which is in operation there. This is Coal Bearing Areas Acquisition and Development Amendment Act 1957. This is the same year or after just 1 year after that, that we are having MSR Act, Ancient Monuments and Archaeological Sites and Remains Act 1958. But MSR Act cannot do anything. We cannot protect sites in these areas because Coal Bearing Areas Act is much more powerful. It is financially much more important, apparently, to the government organizations and government body. So this is the current, mostly these villages are Gond and Baiga habitations. This is the current lifestyle, life ways, you can say, and it will be gone within just few years because few things happened in this area, important things happening. In 1954, you know about the establishment of Rihand Dam, and Rihand Dam actually displaced 2 lakh people, 146 villages. And then came up this 1973 Act of Local Acquisition of Areas in 2016 again. So every time actually we are displacing 2 lakh people, 50,000 people, 30,000 people, and the landscape and the archaeology. And archaeology is not here the powerful one, which is actually displacing ancient belief systems or local belief systems or indigenous belief systems. No, it is actually giving a tool for these people to fight back and get something back in return of their landscape and their ideas. So this lifestyle will be gone within 5 years because this area, these villages were already marked for acquisition. So we have actually taken a huge landscape area right from Madhya, which is already known. You can see it here. Sorry. It's not moving back. Can you move back? No, back. Go back. Yes. So we have taken a huge landscape area. We have, it is not for excavation. It is only for documentation. We have divided into several grids of 1 kilometer each, and then divided into 100, each kilometer has been divided into 100 meters and etc. And we then started documenting whatever we were finding. And then already known areas, this is what I was saying, that we are going from known to unknown, but these unknown things are actually matching with our known data sets. Like it is matching with our epigraphical records, here it's matching with our historical other documents, numismatics and architectural styles and other things. So in a place called Bodha Danda, next please. So this is a place called Bodha Danda, and we started working on that. And it is inside the Sanjay Gandhi National Reserve Forest. And here, this one was already reported. But what we actually found after this one, that it is surrounded by large number of small hillocks. And we were seeing that a large number of bricks were jutting out of these hillocks. And we thought that probably these were dumped bricks. Then we started actually clearing these brick areas. So we have one actually documentary, it is available at YouTube. You can see it. I'm not wasting my time here on it. So if you go, it's next one. We started getting inscriptions of late Gupta period. And once person's name is there, and then we started getting this Shiva Lingas nearby. And next, please. And yes, these are the small mound and bricks were jutting out of it. And we started thinking that it is probably dumped from near from the structures which were erected near the temples which were existing already there. So we started clearing this bricks. Next, please. And we didn't realize actually at first that these small hillocks were having particular kind of encasement of bricks. And actually, if you see that there is something like a square part inside, and there were projections getting out of it. And then we realized there are 16 such kind of small hillocks with encasement of this kind of bricks. And actually, if you take intact ones, they are actually in moving one direction. And it is kind of means making a swastika kind of shape. And two menhirs will be available at the northwestern part of each swastika. And so we are getting actually 16 this kind of stupas. And the name of the place is quite interesting here. That is Bodha Danda, or the Buddhists got punishment here. These are the stupa kind of things which actually used natural topography. Now the question is that people knew about it and also did not know about it, both. Because people actually knew that there's something should be there inside the stupas, because that is the tradition. You put a lot of valuables inside the dhatu garbha or inside the center of the stupa. So they actually dug each 16 stupas here and tried to extract things from here. Okay. But at the same time, when we were trying to do that, they couldn't say that these were placed in swastika shape. But this kind of things are available, this kind of swastika kind of stupas and this kind of traditions are available in our early historic records. So we are moving from known to unknown, again from unknown to known, again. So people were aware and people were not aware also. People were considering this as their part of identity, and also they were utilizing this for financial gains and all. These were all inside the forest. They were not thinking that this can be used, this heritage can be used later on for fighting back the coal miners who have already located this area for acquisition and creating another open cast mine here. They didn't think about it. They are just thinking about getting some value from these bodies who are going to take over this landscape. But yes, so this kind of hoof marked bricks were used there, and also another different kind. These are these three marks of this finger marks, and these hoof mark bricks were used for this encasement of naturally shaped hillocks. So when we were clearing this area, we were invited by local schools there to come and speak about our activities there. But really people didn't pay much attention to what we were saying. A fair was going on there and people were totally oblivious to what we were really doing there, whether it will be useful or not. They thought this is not useful for them. We cannot fight back to the big agencies there, big corporate bodies there who are going to take over the land. So they thought that archaeology, though these people are coming from central government, this is government archaeology only, but they won't be able to do anything because this coal miners, open cast mines are much more powerful than archaeology there. So they almost thought this is useless. But what happened actually? This was the condition of the primary health center there when we actually went there. There was nothing there. Almost everything was sort of broken down. No doctor used to go there. When we established our camp there, and the people, of course, my team members were not very happy with me that I established my camp there, which where nothing actually, sorry. Exists, sorry, back. Yes, that's right. Next, next, next. Next slide, please. Yes. So when we started working there, we actually converted that primary health center to this one, the right one, this one here. So this was converted to that. Then slowly, the local administration started paying attention to us. Okay, they are transforming something, they are useful to us. They have converted the local health center. This can be used by us later on also. And people, villagers also started paying attention to us. But okay, they are not totally, they are useful. They are not useless. They are doing something which can be useful to us. Of course, we have to leave the land, but as long as they are working here, we can use the primary health center. So when these things were happening, we were thinking that people are not actually paying any attention to archaeological work here. And during this period, that area, gridded area we have covered in our earlier slide, 25 kilometers from this Baudha Danda, there is another site called Nagwa. And they were stealing bricks from one of these mounds, archaeological mounds. And there they found this Vishnu image. So immediately they thought about no one else, but they thought about us. They came down to me and they said that, okay, you people need to go there and you have to save these things. And this is important. This is important to us. This is our cultural heritage. People are stealing bricks from this area. So you come here and help us and please document this and take over this land. So that this land was also marked for taking over by open cast mines and corporates, coal miners. So we went there. Actually, first we surveyed the area. Please, the next one. So when we went there, we found that the Vishnu image has been uplifted from that this brick mound, and they have made a temporary shade over this. And people said that, okay, and district administration also said, okay, you come and you just clear that bricks which are all in dilapidated condition. Probably it was actually indicating one temple site. Next, please. So this was the huge debris of all the structural materials fallen down, and we started clearing these bricks only, but we always maintain a proper documentation strategy, and we were connecting all these materials which are found nearby around. And already we said that we could locate 50 sites in around this area belonging to early historic to early medieval period. Next. You can see that this is not the first one. Earlier also they found this kind of early medieval images from this area, but they did not know whom to approach. They built a temporary sort of temple here. And you can see when this entire landscape, people already this northern coalfield zone, they allotted this land. And this case actually went to Supreme Court. But they actually dug a huge canal in between the site. And villagers who were here, they were afraid of displacement. And they were telling us that, see, this is an archaeological site. You should actually take over. This is a government land. You should not let these open cast miners come and take over this area, because they did not want to get uprooted from here, because they were not getting any compensation at all. They were telling us that they are getting whatever this coal bearing area act of 1957 is offering, it is 5 times lesser than the current market rate. And after that, they will be totally landless, homeless, and they will go to bigger metro cities, and they will work as laborers and landless laborers only. So they were telling us that you are from the central government. So this is government archaeology. Now it is not in conflict with people, local people and community. They're saying, okay, you are powerful. You should fight for us. So this entire site has been destroyed by these people. So you should work, you should document. So when we started documenting, we found that this here also it is littered with art historic and all this the scupular script, caves and all. Next, please. This is people, even this is an area which is known for drug smuggling. People were actually growing poppy seeds and all this heroin and all. They're getting actually often their raids are being conducted by uh, police administration, or they're visiting jails often, and then they come out and then they again get engaged with this drug and smuggling activities. So even those people, they came to us and they said, we are helping you. You carry out archaeological things here, documentation and all, we will help you. So these people are all there, and we were doing this thing. And next, earlier one, please. Please, the earlier one. So we were invited by a school which is right on the top of an archaeological mound. Generally, what happens when central government people from government archaeology departments go to such kind of areas, this is a private school, so they generally get afraid that people will government will come and take over this land, and they generally try to avoid government archaeologists for this very reason, that this will be they will be landless or this will be taken over and all sorts of things. But here they invited us, knowing fully well that their private school is built on the top of an archaeological mound, and if government takes over, then they may lose this school, and the only biggest schools in the region, and they are having good number of students here, and they are scoring well also in the final exam, but and they're earning a lot also. But they were not afraid to call us, invite us, and actually share our experiences of archaeological experiences with them. Next, please. During this course, we found this from this Vishnu temple Garbhagriha Ardhamandapa itself. So it became a very huge, for quite some time, it became a national news. It was in Times of India for 10 days or 10 to 15 days. It was within the first 10 news for quite some time. We used to get a lot of calls and all, because the attire, the person depicted here was wearing a different kind of attire, which is not familiar in the region. So slowly we started getting media attention. Next, please. Next, please. What happened, which is important here, there is another paper cutting here, but Singrauli Bhaskar, this is a newspaper cutting by Singrauli Bhaskar. It is a branch of Dainik Bhaskar. Why it is important, why I'm saying Dainik Bhaskar is known for their media and their newspaper, etc. But people do not know that Dainik Bhaskar is actually having coal mines in Singrauli. Dainik Bhaskar is one of the 5 important coal miners in Singrauli district, who has been given a huge coal area of since 2000, a lease of coal area. And Dainik Bhaskar is saying here that 2000 years back, this particularly deserted land, Kala Pani, it was not only not a deserted land at all. It was the power capital, Urja Dhani. That's what it is saying. So they wanted to highlight something, but here they are thinking about collaboration, because they are always in conflict with the local communities. So they thought probably archaeology can help them in some way or other. Next, please. Next. Oh, it's not coming. I don't know. It became PDF. I don't know how it was missed. So after this clearance of this this huge dump of bricks, we got actually 3 temples there. And these are all documented with all archaeological cautions were taken. Next, please. Next, please. So it became the news. I have already said Madhya Pradesh and all. Then comes the last part, that is whether our intervention could be sustainable and what could we do actually. During this course, of course, these coal miners or the corporate bodies, they realize that archaeology is not in conflict with them. Probably they are in conflict with the communities here, but archaeology can be helpful to them also, and the communities also thought that archaeology can be a tool to fight back big industries here. Next, please. So intervention of media is very, very important here. And what happened after this area particularly became a part of Madhya Pradesh government's tourism circuit, Buddhist and other tourism circuit. It became a part, and forest department actually contacted me, and they said whether they can develop Mada separately, the Mada region, Nagvar region separately for tourism purposes. And this actually shows that how archaeology is getting operated, but we didn't get the time to work on this, which is unfortunate, but it is also part of government archaeology systems of government archaeology in India. And of course, our activities helped in identification of areas which can be used by local people for ascertaining, for claiming their right over the landscape, and also decide that how they can use the landscape, probably not in conflict with bigger powers there, because it is very unlikely that they will win if they are fighting straight away with the corporates who are working there. But of course, we have to modify our archaeological methodologies to accommodate all these concerns for the sake of sustainable development is in such kind of conflicting zones. Thank you.